Today we're going to go over a strategy that I came across online. Can't remember exactly where I got it from. I've got a ton of notes on different strategies. And I'm not sure that I would call this one an interesting strategy. It's very similar to other strategies that we have run in the past. From what I read, this particular strategy, the goal is to win $50 to $100 per shooter. And yeah, pretty basic. So the way it's going to work, and this is a strategy that's going to take a larger bankroll. This strategy takes quite a bit. This is one of the ones I'd recommend with a $1,000 to $2,000 strategy. A lot of places that you see strategies for craps, they're going to say, whatever your strategy may be, you want to have enough of a bankroll for 10 shooters. Whether or not I personally go with that, I can't really say. Honestly, it's going to depend on strategy. Some strategies have a much higher risk to reward ratio. Other strategies are much more conservative. So we'll see what you guys think. It's up to you whether or not you want to play it. So the first part of the strategy is you're going to need a $210 no-4. Also called a lay. You're going to lay $210 against the 4. How much is this going to cost you? This is going to cost you $11 in a vig. And oh no, I'm sorry. It's going to cost you $6 in a vig. It's going to cost you $6 because this 210 right here is going to win you 105. So if it wins 105, it's a $5 vig plus a vig for the $5 vig for the 100 plus a vig for the 5. So this $210 no 4 is actually going to cost you $216. Okay. So that's the first part of it. The second part of this is a minor hedge to this bet right here. And that is going to be a $30 hard 4. Now, in some of our other videos, we've talked about things like this, the hedge or the backup, however you want to refer to it. I'm of mixed minds on this particular bet. The thing about it is one, you're playing both sides, and as we've talked about before, playing both sides of the table very rarely has any kind of success. Generally pick a side and stick with it, and that's how you're going to have any success, because all strategies can win, all strategies can lose. And this particular one, I see this all the time. I see this in live games an enormous amount of times, and I've never seen it work. I've occasionally have seen people that lose this bet right here and win this bet right here. What happens is, if a hard 4 would have rolled, this would lose, this would win $210. So in theory, all you're out is the $6 vig. It makes sense. It's understandable where people would want to bet that. I personally would probably not bet it. If I'm going to go for a no 4, I'm going to go for a no 4. I'm not going to try and hedge it and win 210 here but lose 30 there. To me, that just doesn't fly. But it does make a little bit of mathematical sense, I suppose, in that you're cutting out a third of the possible losers for this right here. There's 3 ways for this to lose, but one of those ways is a hard 4. So you're cutting out a third of the possible ways for this to lose, but all that means is that you've added $30 to your loss when the easy 4 rolls. You're now losing $240 instead of $210 plus your $6 vig. So up to you if you want to play this or not. When you look at the math of it, you've got an 8.3% chance of losing here. You've got a 5.5% chance of losing if you've got that hard 4. Now, if you run the math a little bit deeper, you'll discover that just like any other bet, it's got just as high that it's got a probability of losing over time. But again, that is every bet. Every single bet, every single strategy has a probability of losing versus winning over time. No strategy is foolproof to win every single time. Whatever some people may believe, some people also believe the earth is flat. If there was any possible strategy that would win all the time, this game would not exist. This game would not exist, and it would not be in casinos, and there would not be people leaving broke. If there was a pure guaranteed win strategy. Everybody would know about it. There's no way something like that would be held quiet, held secret, anything along those lines, just from the sheer fact that other players would see it. So every strategy can lose. However, every strategy can also win. The whole point of gambling is the excitement, the fun of winning. So if you want to play it this way with your hedge, by all means, that's on you. Go for it. And then the rest of the strategy is a very simple $81 across without the 4. So what the player is thinking here is that they have across bets. They're playing the place bets, which, as you guys know, is generally the preferred way of playing, especially if you're trying to win a lot of money, while they are hedging it over here. They have 81 at risk here, plus 30 here, so I guess they have 111 at risk. And should the 7 roll, which would wipe these out, they would win 105 here, minus a $6 vig, they would win $99. So with this setup, if there was an instant 7, because this player will tend to work all the time, because this bet is working all the time, they're of course going to leave their hard ways working, even on a come out roll when the puck is off. They're going to have these bets working. If there was an instant 7, player would lose $12. Player would lose $12 because they would win 99 here, basically 105 minus the 6 vig, but they would lose this 111 right here. However, if they get just a single roll of one of these numbers right here, then they're going to be slightly ahead, even if a 7 were to come out second. So that's the thinking behind this strategy. This is what the player is looking at, is that it doesn't take much for them to be safe, in theory. This strategy is also based off of a partial press. As something hits, regardless of what it may be, they're going to do a partial press. For instance, let's say the 9 were to hit, and they get paid $21. This player is likely going to press either $5 or $10 and collect the rest. If they were to collect this $11, now they are pretty close to their break-even point where if a 7 were to roll. Okay? And they would then have a larger win on the 9. Now, if you were to run the math on this like we've done on some of the other games, it gets a little bit interesting because this hedge is not quite as much of a hedge as people may think. They were to have won $11 here, right? So let's say we hit all the mathematical certainties, which of course are not certainties, they're just probabilities. 1 in 6 times a 7's going to roll. 1 in 6 times a 7's going to roll right away, which means they're going to win here, lose over here, and they're going to lose they're going to lose $12. Okay, that's not too bad, especially if the other 5 and 6 times they were to win, except yet they wouldn't win on the other 5 out of 6 times. They would, on, let's see, on the 2 and 12, and then the 3 and the 11, which accounts for also 1 in 6 of the rolls. So 1 in 6 of the rolls, they're going to lose $12. 1 in 6 of the times, nothing. It's going to be a wash. So they got a 1 in 6. So basically, a third of the time, they're going to be even or lose $12. So let's say a third of the time, they lose $6. Just kind of average that out. So they're going to lose $6 a third of the time. Well, then they also have the 1 in 12 chance of losing here. Now, a third of the time, they're going to win here, so they're going to almost break even. They'll be down to $6 vig. But see, the crushing blow to strategies like this, and I have seen these strategies played all the time, is winner 4, 7 out. I've seen it. I've seen it more times than I can count. And you don't even need a winner 4, 7 out. You can have a winner 4, a 5, an 8, a 7 out, and this player's taken a huge hit. They won a little bit here, but they've taken a massive hit all the way across the board. In fact, I actually saw a strategy, I would say 80% identical to this, played 3 days ago. And she was betting, except she was betting an even larger amount. She was betting $200 to $400 on a no 4. And then she was betting place bets here and there. She actually would not play the no 4 when her brother was shooting, because in her mind he rolled a lot of 4s. And just like I say with any other strategy, when you're ahead, walk away. No strategy is a guaranteed win all the time. A lot of strategies have a chance of winning short term. It just depends on the dice. And if you catch even a semi-decent 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you can win some money. You can win a decent amount of money. I generally look at it as if I have tripled up, that is my stopping point. If I start with, say, $200 and I'm up to $600, if I'm up to, say, $750, I tell myself if I drop down to $600, I'm done. If I'm, and then I set these little backstops of my own. Always set a backstop for yourself. I'm not saying you win, you must walk away, but set a losing point for yourself. If you have won a decent amount of money, you started with $100 and you're up to $250, tell yourself, if I drop to $200, I'm leaving. Don't keep chasing. Just because you turn 100 into 250 doesn't mean you're going to turn 250 into 625. It doesn't work that way. And that's exactly what happened to this young lady. She was probably up somewhere in the realm of about $2,000. Actually more than that. I think it was $2,400 that she had sitting in her rail when she'd only started with a couple of $100. She started out with the no 4 and managed to win. I think it was like 150 or something like that. Got lucky enough to win that one and then increased it. She got lucky enough to win on the no 4 part maybe 5 times in a row. So then by the time she lost one, it wasn't that crushing to her because she was way up in money. But she kept playing. She kept playing. She kept playing. For about an hour and a half, she was way up between 1,200 to 2,400 because it would fluctuate. And then win a 4, 7 out, win a 4, win a 4, win a 4, win a 4, and she just got annihilated. So any strategy, if you're up, set yourself a backstop. Set yourself a point where you're going to stop. But with this one, use these right here. This is what you're looking for. This is where you make your money. This is your hedge. This is not where you make your money. The problem with don'ts is you don't really have a press ability because it just wins. The wins comes down. You could of course bet it again if you wanted to, which functionally would be the same as press. But there's no, there's really not a hot don't roll. There's just cold dice. But you can hit hot rolls with the place bets. So with this method, what I read about the player that does this, they do small presses. They do 1 unit, 2 unit presses on their place bets, their cross bets. I say it's up to you. You do what you wish to do. If you're a power presser, you want to go for it, go for it. If you're a mid presser, which is kind of going for it too, go for it. If you're just going to do 1 unit, 2 units all the time, go for it. If you just want to same bet it, that's up to you. Go for it. You can still win money. All you have to do is catch a decent roll and you're going to win money. I've seen people same bet and win $1,000. So whatever you prefer to do, however you choose to do it, that's on you. You can have fun with this strategy right here. Again, you have to have a decent bankroll, but it's certainly doable. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please hit the like and subscribe button. We'll catch you guys next time. Thank you everybody for watching today's video, and as promised, a little bit more detail on things that we are working on. So again, we want to continue trying to expand the channel. We're really hoping to be able to add roulette as soon as possible, and then some video keno, video slots, stuff along those lines. Unfortunately, it ate up almost all of our cash, paying off all of our bills during the month of January while we were down. And now that the holidays have ended, YouTube's payouts have dropped significantly. So we're kind of treading water here as far as all that goes. Do have a lot of things we want to add, though. Not just those things, those additional games, and hopefully some carnival games and such like that. But the live streams. The biggest problem right now with the live streams is with 3 jobs combined between the 2 of us, 4 if I include the 20 to 30 hours a week I'm putting into the YouTube channel. It's very, very difficult for me to have a day and time that I can commit to doing the live stream every single week, because we also have our very young child to to take care of. But I'm trying to figure that out. I'm thinking it's probably going to end up being on Monday nights or Tuesday afternoons, or possibly both. I intend to do at least one live stream exclusively for our patrons, and then another one on the YouTube channel. So possibly both days. We also have a few other things that we really want to attempt to move forward on. I'm just running into either time or skill set issues. I do want to eventually have a website going for us. I did used to program websites over a decade ago. A lot of things have changed, and I just don't have that time. And not a whole lot of knowledge on the current state of building websites, hosting what sites can host, and how to build up the e-commerce stuff. So if anybody has any skill sets along those lines and would like to answer some questions or just help us out, shoot us an email, sincitylivingLV@gmail.com. Also, I really hope to be able to start adding some exclusive stuff from Sin City Living, logoed shirts, hats. I'm looking to get custom dice made, even custom layouts made, although those would be pretty expensive. But I know zero about e-commerce and drop shipping and anything along those lines. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area, please email me. I would love to ask you some questions and see if you can answer a few to help me figure out how to get that going. Same thing with designing our logos. I had some logos designed, very, very small logos, unfortunately, not big enough to blow up to put on t-shirts and stuff like that. And again, I know I know nothing about logo design, graphic design, any kind of websites that could do it. I literally know nothing. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area also, please email me, and you're willing to answer some questions, please email me and let me know. I'll admit I don't even know where to start as far as asking some questions, but I'm sure I'll ask a few, and that'll trigger a few more, so on and so forth. So yeah, there's that, and of course we do hope to continue to improve our AV setup, but I am an AV moron, so also right there, if you have any skill sets or knowledge in that area, please email me, and are willing to answer some questions. Please email me and let me know. We would love to help. Otherwise, again, thank you everybody for watching, and we're very excited to continue bringing you our videos. Bye now.